Good morning. Welcome to a new session of this video classes. In this class, we will discuss about some of the interesting things relating to the crystal structure. We know that solid state of matter has its own credentialities. Solids are characterized by their own shape and definite volume and strong interactions between the constituent particles, atoms or molecules. They are tightly packed together and with all these types of their own structures, their own properties, crystals are broadly classified into two categories where you learned in your lower classes. The two types of solid materials are: one is the crystalline solids, the other one is the amorphous solids. In some solids, the constituent particles, that is the atoms, or ions, or molecules, are regularly arranged in periodic manner. It means that the arrangement of molecules or ions or atoms are arranged regularly in a periodic pattern or in a repeated pattern that gives a regular arrangement in all three directions. But each and every direction of the solid material has its own regular arrangement of these constituent particles. Such solids are known as crystalline solids. On the other hand, in some solids, these atoms or molecules or ions are not arranged regularly. It means that the distance of separation between these group of particles or the constituent particles in a particular direction is not constant, is not same. Such solids are known as the amorphous solids. Example: rubber is an example for amorphous solid. Some plastic materials, they are all the examples for what this one, the crystal solids, the amorphous solids. Right, okay. Now, at present, we are interested to study about the basic points, some important topics relating to the crystals. That's why we will focus our discussion on the crystals. Just now I said that in a crystal, the atoms or ions or molecules are arranged one after other in a periodic pattern. It means that if you take a particular arrangement of these constituent particles in a particular direction, in that direction the distance of separation between the constituent particles, okay, is the same, and it means that there is a great periodicity of the arrangement of the atoms or molecules or ions. This periodicity or this regular pattern of arrangement may be same in all directions, depends upon the nature of the crystal. May not be same, again depends upon the type of crystal, and sometimes the arrangement may be same in two different directions. That's why whatever it might be, if you take a particular direction, in that particular direction, these particles are arranged in a definite manner, in a repeated arrangement. It means that the bond lengths are same in particular direction. Okay, such crystals are known as, such materials, solid materials are known as crystalline solids. Right. Crystals are therefore characterized by, okay, one, the regular periodic arrangement. Okay. Second one, smooth surfaces. Because of this regular periodic arrangement, what is the most important factor that will comes out? That is the smooth surfaces. Crystal surfaces are meant for smooth surfaces. Smooth surface means, for example, if you take a mirror with which we will see our face, we will consider that one as a, okay, so very smooth surface. No, that is not so. Okay, then once if we talk about the smoothness, so the crystal surfaces are the smooth surfaces, not the mirror. Right. Next one, sharp melting and boiling points. It means that they have definite melting and definite boiling points because the same bond lengths and same bond energies, the bond lengths are same, the bond energies are same in a particular direction. That's why they have sharp melting and boiling points. These are the basic properties of the crystals. I said that crystal is nothing but a regular 3D arrangement of points in a space. Therefore, we will come across two important uh, terms as far as the crystal structure is concerned. One is the lattice, the other one is the basis. Basis, it is nothing but the atom or group of atoms, the ion or group of ions, the molecule or group of molecules that are associated with each and every points of repetition in a particular direction. In crystal, the spaces will repeat in a at particular points of the at particular points. Those imaginary points where the atoms or group of atoms and so on are associated are known as the basis. Right. Whereas those imaginary points are known as the lattice. Therefore, what is lattice? Lattice is an array of points. Array means arrangement of points that one after other at equal distances. Arrangement of points one after other at equal distances is nothing but the array. Okay. Therefore, lattice is an array of points such that every point has identical surroundings. It means that every point has identical structure or every point has identical basis. What is that structure? Basis. Therefore, lattice is an imaginary points array. Lattice is what is that one? It is an array of imaginary points where, okay, the basis means atom or group of atoms are put together, okay, at those points will give the crystal structure. Right. This is the difference between lattice and basis, and this is the relation between lattice and basis. If the basis is arranged or kept at each and every lattice point in the space, you will get the structure, crystal structure. Right. Periodic arrangement of points in space is called space lattice. Space lattice is nothing but the lattice, that is the area of points or the area of imaginary points in 3 dimension is known as the, what is this one? The space lattice. This you will see the 2D lattice. Okay. Right. Next one. So for example, if we take this one, you have definite imaginary lattice points, and you have definite imaginary lattice points. Here the distances are the same. Here the distances are the same. Okay, the distance in this direction may be same or may not be same with this direction. It means that the crystal has a particular lattice in x direction, and in y direction it may have identical lattice or some other kind of lattice may be there. Right. This is the lattice points, and basis means the group of atoms or group of ions or group of molecules. Sometimes the individual ions or individual ion or individual molecule or individual atom will be there. Okay. Right. Now, if the base is placed at each and every lattice point, base is kept at each and every lattice point, you will get the crystal. You are observing this crystal in 2 dimensions. Right. That's why, what is a crystal? Crystal is lattice plus basis, okay? Right? What is lattice? Where to repeat? Very interesting meaning. What is lattice? Lattice is, or what is the lattice point? Where to repeat? What to repeat? Basis. What is basis? What to repeat? What to repeat actually? Either an atom or a molecule or an ion or group of atoms or group of ions or group of molecules. That is what to repeat. That small system is known as basis. That small system is kept at regular intervals of points. That regular intervals of points are known as the lattice point. That's why lattice is simply means that where to repeat. Basis is simply means that what to repeat. Okay, right. Of course, these are all some small things relating to diagrams relating to the crystal structure for your understanding. Now, as about the basic things relating to the crystals, so we have to study or we have to know about unit cell. Unit cell. Let us talk about the construction of a building or a construction of big wall. What is the basic unit in the construction of a big wall? Is brick. Generally, what is the shape of a brick? It is okay, rectangular, cubical, rectangular cube model. Okay, right. Okay, it is a basic uh, unit as far as the construction of a wall is concerned. Then now we will see when the bricks are arranged in x direction, in y direction, and in z direction, you will get the complete structure of the wall. Now, after this structure is over, okay, if you compare that structure, the ultimate structure with the basic brick, okay, the internal structure or the shape, everything will be identical to each other. It means that brick is the smallest possible part of the wall where these two are having the same structure. These two are having the identical structures. Similarly, okay, in crystal, yes, a crystal is a regular arrangement of something or some materialistic particles. Unit cell is the smallest portion of the crystal lattice, which when repeats in different directions generates the entire lattice. That's why what is a unit cell? Unit cell is the smallest portion of a liquid, sorry, of a crystal, smallest portion of a crystal, whose repetition in all directions will give the entire crystal or entire lattice crystal structure. Therefore, we will say or we will call the unit cell as the building block or fundamental brick. I think it is correct. Okay, crystal unit cell is the building block, basic building block or the brick for the construction of a crystal structure. Hence, a unit cell is the smallest unit of volume that contains all the structural and symmetrical information to build up macroscopic structure, and the crystal can be thought of as an area of these small boxes infinitely repeating in all three spatial directions. Okay, that's why what is the unit cell? Unit cell is the fundamental building block or basic brick or smallest box or the possible smallest volume, okay, whose structure and whose symmetrical arrangements are identical to the total crystal. But the only difference is crystal is a macroscopic body, unit cell is a microscopic body. The arrangement of this microscopic body in three dimensions will use the crystal structure. The arrangement of these small boxes, okay, in three dimensions will provide the crystal structure. Such a small part is known as unit cell. Therefore, what you have to remember is unit cell is nothing but the smallest part or smallest unit of a crystal, but it has identical structure, identical symmetrical information, and all properties that are identical to the total crystal. Okay, right. Unit cell. What are the why we are talking much about the unit cell? Because in order to understand the crystal structure, we need smallest part of that one. Okay, we will able to evolve certain parameters. Okay, for this unit cell. With these parameters of this unit cell, or with the arrangement of unit cell, we can understand the crystal structure very easily and very effectively. That's why we are talking about the unit cell and the characteristics of the crystal structure. Okay, that is the main thing that remains or that underlines as far as the study of the unit structure is concerned or unit cell is concerned. Right. Unit cell, its dimensions along the three edges. Automatically, it is a three-dimensional smallest unit part. Therefore, it has a certain dimensions along the three directions. Okay, those dimensions are termed as A bar, B bar, and C bar. Okay, these edges may or may not be mutually perpendicular. They may be perpendicular or they may not be perpendicular. That's why the angle between right. Okay, these may be 90 or less than 90 or more than 90. That is not at all a thing that can repeat it again and again. Okay, they may have different directions. Here the thing is, the angle between B and C is alpha. The angle between A and C is beta. The angle between B and A and B is gamma. Okay, of course, all these things we know that in geometry we know all these things. Here this is the x direction, this is the y direction here, this is the z direction here. Along x direction its dimension is A, along y direction its dimension is B, and along z direction its direction is C. Okay, right. Along x direction, okay, opposite angle of the x is taken as alpha, opposite angle of y is taken as beta, opposite angle for the z is taken as gamma. Therefore, alpha is the angle between BC. Okay, similarly the other also. That's why as far the unit cell is concerned, every unit cell is characterized by three dimensions along the three directions and three directions in between the pair of three edges, in between the pair of the three edges or three surfaces. Okay, right. The unit cell, if you want more about that one, unit cell generally divided into two categories: primitive unit cell and centered unit cell. Primitive unit cell means particles are present only at the corners. Okay, the thing is, the particles are present only at the corners, then such kind of unit cell is known as the primitive unit cell. It is known as the primitive unit cell. Right. If the particles are present at the corners as well as at the other positions, okay, if the particles are present at the corners as well as the other positions means at the centers of the surfaces, at the center of the body, and etc. and etc. In such case, such unit cells are known as the centered unit cells. Right. These centered unit cells are further divided into three categories. That is body centered. Okay. This is a centered unit cell division. Body centered. Body centered automatically as it is from this category. Therefore, at all corners there are the particles, and in addition to the particles at all corners, okay, there is a particle at the body center. There is a particle at the center of the body. There is a particle at the center of the body. That's why, okay, this category may arises, and this is what is known as the body center. Face center, right, contains one particle at the center of each face. Each face, how many faces will be there? For example, if you take a simple cubic, you will get 6 faces. Okay, in case of this cubical structure, as it is having 6 faces, so 6 points or 6 particles are there at the centers of the 6 faces, in addition to the particle at each and every corner. Right, end centered contains one particle at the center of any two opposing faces. Okay, it means that in case of end centered unit cell, you have particles at the corners as well as particles at the centers of any two opposing faces. Opposite faces. How many pairs of opposing faces are there for simply cubic? 3 pairs. Okay, right. Suppose for example, when a simple cubic crystal is placed on the table, right, it has upper face and the lower face which is in contact with the base. Okay, if these two faces are having particles at their centers, then such a crystal is known as, or unit cell is known as, okay, basis-centered cubic lattice. That's why basis-centered cubic lattice or basis-centered is a kind of end-centered. Okay, okay. What is basis-centered? Basis-centered is a unit cell where it is having two particles at the centers of the upper surface and the surface which is in contact with the earth or the table. Okay, right. That is what is known as the base-centered cubic lattice. Okay, right. Now, in crystal structure, we will discuss about, or we will see about different planes. Different planes. Suppose, let this is, okay, x-axis, this is y-axis, this is z-axis as far as the whole all diagrams is concerned. This is x, this is y, and this is z. This plane, the plane is at a distance, some distance from what is this one? On x-axis, but parallel to z-axis and of course parallel to y-axis. Therefore, this plane is 100 plane. Okay, right. What is this one? This is y-axis. Therefore, this is 011 plane. 010 plane. Right. As since this is z-axis, if you take this plane, this is 001 plane. Right. Now the thing. Okay, let us consider this one. This is x direction and this is, what is this one? Okay. This is x and this is z. Therefore, 101 plane. This is x and this is y, 110 plane. This is X and this is no, this is Y and this is Z. Therefore, this is 0, 1, 1 plane. Right. Okay. Therefore, you have so many such planes. And if you take this one, what is this one? This is X-axis, Y-axis and Z-axis. The three corners are joined together. Therefore, you will get 1, 1, triple 1 plane. This one also triple 1 plane, 1, 1, 1 plane. Okay. That's why these are different types of what is this one? The crystal structures. Main crystal structure. Sorry, different types of planes and unit cells. Right. In this particular PPT, you will get so many types of crystals. What are the different types of crystals? Okay. All these things are uh, clearly explained here. There are 7 crystal systems, 7 types of crystal systems. Just now we discussed about the unit cell, where we trust about two sets of parameters for each and every unit cell. One set of parameters are the dimensions of the unit cell, the other set of parameters are the angles of the unit cell. Dimensions are ABC, angles are alpha, beta, gamma. Depends upon the relation between dimensions and the angles. Okay, we have 7 types of crystal systems. 7 types of crystal systems. 1. Cubical crystal system. In cubical, A is equal to B is equal to C and alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma and it is equal to 90 degrees. It means that a cubical is a symmetrical identity in which all the dimensions are equal and all the angles are equal and each angle is 90 degrees. That is cubical one. Right. Tetragonal. In tetragonal, alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is equal to 90. Again, the angle between these surfaces are 90 degrees. But A is equal to B but not equal to C. A is equal to B. And X dimension is equal to Y dimension. This is X dimension. This is Y dimension. X dimension is equal to Y dimension. But the Z dimension is different. Okay. Such one is known as tetragonal. Next, third one, orthorhombic. Here also, alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is equal to 90 degrees. It means that the angles between different surfaces is 90 degrees. But A not equal to B not equal to C. Right. Okay. A, x1, B, y direction, C, z direction. Okay. Therefore, what is this one? This is orthorhombic. Okay. For example, take a brick made finely. That is an example for orthorhombic. Okay. Where A, B, C are different, but alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma. Right. Next one, we will go for the hexagonal. Okay. Hexagonal structure. Okay. Right. Before that one, we will go for rhombohedral. In rhombohedral, A is equal to B is equal to C, but alpha is beta is gamma is not equal to 90. Either alpha or beta. Alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is not equal to 90. No angle is equal to 90 degrees. They are different. Of course, the total will give the 180 degrees in each and every intersection of the two planes. Here the thing is A is equal to B is equal to gamma, A is equal to B is equal to C. And all the dimensions are same, but alpha is not equal to beta is not equal to 90 degrees. Okay, the angles are different. Right. This will comes into this plane. Okay, this is one surface. Okay, this is what is this one? Yeah, this is one surface. This is another surface, and if you are joined, okay, likewise you will get this one. Right. Hexagonal. In hexagonal, Alpha is equal to beta is equal to 90 degrees, but gamma is equal to 120 degrees. Okay, alpha is equal to beta is equal to 90, but gamma is equal to 120 degrees. Here A is equal to B, not equal to C. Alpha beta equal, AB equal, okay, 90 degrees, gamma 120 degrees, and similarly the third dimension is different from the other two. Therefore, this will be the same. Okay, x direction A, y direction B, but it is equal. Therefore, A is equal to B. Right. Here the angle is okay 90 degrees. This is also 90 degrees, but this is 120 degrees. But the angle opposite to the C is 120 degrees. This is C. C means Z direction. Z is opposite angle is this one. This is 120 degrees. Such structure is known as the hexagonal structure. Next one, monoclinic. Monoclinic. Here A, B, C are not equal. But alpha is equal to gamma is equal to 90, but not beta. ABC are different. Therefore, we have to draw two squares differently. This is one square. This is another square differently. Okay. Alpha is equal to gamma. That is okay. This is beta. What is this one? If this is x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. Okay. This angle are same, but this angle is a bit different. Okay, that's why such one is known as the monoclinic. Next one, triclinic. Triclinic is A is equal to B is equal to C. Okay, A not equal to B not equal to C. It means that all the dimensions are different, and all the dimensions are different from 90. They are not equal, and at the same time they are different from 90. Okay. Right. It means that if you take orthorhombic and if you pull the orthorhombic by holding the base and tangential force along the surface, then you will get this one. It means that okay, A not equal to B not equal to C, but this will remain here and this will drag in this side. It will displace in this side. That is nothing but what is from the triclinic structure. Okay. These structures are again and again okay shown in different ways of diagrams, right? Okay, for your understanding. And now I will discuss some important topics in the crystal structure as far as the credentials in the syllabus of the semester course is concerned. Okay, some important points or some important topics okay related to the syllabus in the semester or the credentials of the semester syllabus. For that one, okay, I will upload the material for the convenience of the students. Okay, all the time I will scrolling out the material because of the convenience of the students. But of course, they are well planned and well prepared. What is on the PowerPoints are also there. That's why these PowerPoints are okay shown to you and kept here for your understanding. Okay, right. But for the sake of your preparations, your actual preparations for the semester topics, now I will add the material okay instead of this PPT okay, right. This PPT possesses all such very important things okay with deep discussion of each and every topic with a diagrammatical support or picture support, sometimes three-dimensional pictures that are available in the internet, and some important arrangements that are available in the other materials and internet, other things. Okay, all right. That's why now I will continue this discussion. What is this one with the the material that is helpful for the preparation of students in order to support their requirement. Okay, right. Just wait. I will upload this one. Right. We clearly discussed about the crystal, nature of the crystal, crystal structure, two important things relating to the crystal, that is the lattice and basis, and depends upon this lattice and basis we discussed about the, or we uh, uh, put forward the unit cell, right? And based on the unit cell, we come across seven types of crystal structures, right? Now, after this one, okay, we will discuss about the Bravais lattice. Bravais lattice. In the Bravais lattice, what is the Bravais lattice? What is the lattice point? Is an area of 3 dimension. Okay, where to put this basis? Right, is a imaginary points, lattice points. This area of these points will give the shape of the crystal. Okay, actually the area, the basic lattice points will give the geometrical shape of the crystals. And one thing we remember, lattice point is a area of points which has identical environment. Identical environment. Therefore, if you take that factor into consideration, that okay, important to or powerful word into consideration, crystal possess different geometrical shapes and different lattice arrangements. Actually, geometrical shapes of crystals, different geometrical shapes of the crystals is due to the lattice arrangement or different lattice arrangements. Okay. Therefore, Bravais in 1848 proposed that there are only 14 independent ways of arranging lattice points in the space where they have same environment. Okay, right? Again, we will see. Post Bravais proposed some important thing in 1848. Leave that one. What is the proposal? It is possible to arrange lattice points in space with same array environment. Okay, with 14 independent ways. Only 14 independent ways are possible to arrange lattice points in space. Definitely, lattice point means they have the same environment. That's why, as 14 independent ways of arrangement of lattice points is possible, these 14 independent ways of lattice are known as the Bravais lattice. Bravais lattice. Right. Therefore, we have how many type of crystal systems? There are 7 types of crystal systems. Therefore, 7 types of crystal systems can be arranged in only 14 different lattices. Understand this clearly. How many types of crystal systems are there? 7 types. How many types of possible arrangement of lattice points are there? 14. It means that, do you think it is 7 into 2 14? No. certain type of crystal, okay, out of 7 types of crystal structures, certain types of crystal may have, okay, 4 types of lattices, or 3 types of lattices, or 2 types of lattices. And some types of crystals have only single type of lattice. Some other may have 2 types of. Somebody may be 3 types. Okay, a few may have all 4 types of what this one arrangements. That's why 7 types of crystal arrangements can have 14 different lattices. Only 14 different lattices. Right. These space lattices or crystal lattices are 4 types. They are broadly 4 types. Already I discussed the unit cell structure, lattice structure. One is the simple cubic lattice, that is P-type lattice. Simple cubic means, okay, there are 8 points at the 8 corners. 8 points at the 8 corners. There are 8 lattice points at the 8 corners of a cube. That is simple cubic lattice with unit cell of A is equal to B is equal to C, alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is equal to 90 degrees. Okay? Right. Next one. What are the total lattice points here? 8 corners, 8 points, therefore 8. Face-centered cubic lattice. Right. Face-centered cubic lattice. Cubical one, face-centered. First of all, 8 to 8 corners are, there are 8 points at the 8 lattice points at the 8 corners, and in addition to that one, okay, face-centered means how many faces are there? 6 faces are there. This is one face, this is another face, this is the third one, this is the fourth one, this is the fifth one, the other one is the sixth one. That's why if we have one lattice point at each and every face, in addition to the one lattice point at each and every corner, you will get the face-centered cubic lattice. Therefore, the total lattice points are 8 plus 6, that is equal to 14. Next one, body-centered cubic lattice. This is known as the eye lattice. Body-centered means, as usually there are 8 lattice points at the 8 corners. In addition to the 8 lattice points, you have a lattice point at the center of the body. It is not pointed by us. It will be inside the body. It is at the center of the body. Therefore, the total lattice points are 8 plus 1, that is equal to 90. Next, basis-centered, okay, cubic lattice or B lattice. Basis-centered means again at the 8 corners, so there are 8 lattice points, and this is the base surface and this is the upper surface. These two are the opposite surfaces. Okay, if you have a lattice points at the center of the base and another lattice point opposite its face, opposite face is in the air, okay, towards the upward direction. This is the base where it is placed on the surface. Okay, that's why if you have 2 lattice points at the centers of these 2 faces, so you are known as the base-centered cubic lattice. Now, with this types of main lattices, we can able to calculate the number of lattice points per unit cell. What is that one? Number of lattice points per unit cell. Okay. Just I will give some type of valuable explanation or information here. This is a cube. Take this corner. You put another cube here. Okay. This point and this point are common. This one is also common. Okay. I will talk about only this point. Another cube inside, another cube that side, another cube upside, upper one, another cube lower one. That's why this particular point will have Okay, 8 neighbor cubes. 8 neighbor cubes. Therefore, 8 for all 8 neighbor cubes, this corner is a common corner. Right. Therefore, while we are discussing about or calculating about the number of lattice points per unit cell, okay, per unit cell, simply cubic, there are 8 corners, 8 lattice points, but all 8 corners, each and every corner will be shared by 8 cubes adjacent when the total crystal is formed. Therefore, 8 corners, but each corner is shared by 8, therefore 1 by 8, 8 into 1 by 8 it is equal to 1. Therefore, for simple cubic, number of lattice points per unit cell is 1. Okay? Number of lattice points per unit cell seems to be 8, but these 8 are, each one of this 8 will be shared with 8 other unit cells. Therefore, 8 into 1 by 8, that is equal to 1. In case of face centered F lattice, corner 8 will be shared by 8, therefore 8 into 1 by 8, 1 by, that is you will get 1 here. Face, there are 6 faces. 6 faces will be shared by 2 cubes, therefore 6 into 1 by 2. Okay, you will get 3 here, therefore 1 plus 3, that is equal to 4. 4 is the number of lattice points in the face centered. Body centered, okay, corners 8, shared by 8, therefore 8 into 1 by 8, 8, you will get 1. Body centered point will never be shared with any other thing, therefore it is a very unique point, very separate point, therefore 1 plus 1, that is equal to 2, that is equal to number of lattice points per unit cell is 2 in case of body centered cubic lattice. Next, base centered cubic lattice. 8 corners, 8 into 1 by 8, you will get 1 here. How many more lattice points will be there? At the bottom surface and at the top surface. Bottom surface will be shared by some other cube and upper surface will be shared by some other, therefore 2 into 1 by 2, therefore you will get 1 here. Again 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, therefore number of lattice points per unit cell is 2 in case of what is one? Base centered cubic lattice. Right. Actually, we know that how many types of crystal systems are there? 7 types of crystal systems are there. How many types of possible lattice structures are there? 14 types of lattice points are there. Now we will see which type of crystal will take how many types of lattice points. Cubical crystal system has 3 types of Bravais lattice. Okay, cubical system has how many Bravais lattice? 3 types of Bravais lattice. Tetragonal has 2 types of Bravais lattice. Orthorhombic crystal has 4, all 4. Cubic, face centered, body centered, and base centered. All 4 will be possible in case of orthorhombic crystal system. Monoclinic system, crystal system has 2 Bravais lattice. Triclinic, rhombohedral, trigonal and hexagonal systems have only 1 Bravais lattice. Okay, triclinic, rhombohedral, trigonal and hexagonal has only 1 lattice. Therefore 4 plus 2, 6, 6 plus this 4. Okay, you will have, okay, this is what this one? Monoclinic, triclinic, orthorhombic, tetragonal system, monoclinic system. 5, 11, and here 3, it is 14. That's why 14 lattices are there. Here one thing is repeated here, therefore you get 1 only here, 3 only here, 3 plus 2, this is 5, 5 plus 5, 10, 10 plus 4, 14 different lattices will be arranged as far as this, crystal structure is concerned. That's why we have five types of crystals, seven types of crystal systems, and we have 14 types of Bravais lattice. These seven types of crystal systems can be arranged or can be adjusted with 14. Can be adjusted with 14. This is about very important topic which is known as the Bravais lattice. Bravais lattice. Now we will see another very important topic, that is the Miller indices and its properties. Miller indices. Okay, right. Crystal. It is a solid body of regular arrangement. Very regular arrangement with smooth surfaces. That's why crystal is nothing but a file of planes, file of fine planes, plane. Okay, that's why every crystal is a file of planes, file of parallel planes. These parallel planes are at equal distances from each other, from one another. Okay, that's why crystal, by its arrangement, by its nature, it is a file of parallel planes at equal distances. Parallel planes at equal distances. Right. Depends upon the lattice points. Different crystals have different shapes, and different crystals have different planes of orientation. Orientation. Okay. It means that the lattice points will give the shape of the crystal. Okay, in that particular shape, the planes are differently oriented or particularly oriented, or therefore the orientations of crystal planes, are expressed by means of a set of three integers which are known as the Miller indices. Okay. That's why what are Miller indices? Miller indices are a set of three integers. Okay, to describe the orientations of crystal planes. Right? It means that every crystal plane is characterized with a set of three integers. This set of three integers will give the name of that plane or the identity of that plane. Therefore, in order to express the identity of crystal planes, it needs a set of three integers which are known as the Miller indices. Okay, and this way of expression of the orientation of the crystal planes can give very easy and effective tool to understand the structure of the crystal. That's why the Miller indices are very important, and that's why the concept of the concept of Miller indices proposed by the Miller has great importance in the study of the internal structure of the crystals. Okay. Within a simple sentence, I will say one thing, that is, crystal meant for regular arrangement. This regular arrangement will gives a regular crystal planes, equal distance crystal planes, or file of crystal planes, right? This crystal planes orientation depends upon the nature of lattice. Therefore, crystal plane orientation is it gives the shape of the crystal. Therefore, it needs an elegant way or a definite way to represent the crystalline planes. That's why the Miller indices are proposed to express the orientations of the crystal planes or description of the crystal planes. Right. Then, what is the ultimate use? Depends upon the Orientations of the crystal planes are depends upon the Miller indices, which are representatives or which are the parameters for the crystal planes. We can understand the internal structure of the crystals, nature of the planes, orientation of the planes, distance of separation of the planes, and other very important structural identities and structural components of the crystal structure in higher and higher studies like X-ray crystallography and etc. and etc. Okay, that's why Miller indices are having great importance. Right. Leave that one. Now come to the point. What are Miller indices? They are a set of three integers. They will describe the orientations of each and every crystal plane. Okay, right. It means that crystal planes are denoted with three integers. Okay, which are known as the Miller integers. Right. Therefore, Miller indices are defined as, what is the definition for Miller indices? Miller indices are defined as the Miller indices of crystal planes are defined as the smallest possible integers whose ratio is similar to the ratio of reciprocal of intercepts of the plane on the three crystallographic axes. Nothing is difficult. I will explain to you again. Okay. Take a crystal plane. Each and every crystal plane makes some intercepts on the three axes of the crystal structure. Every crystal structure has x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. Okay, when we are studying about a particular plane of that crystal, every plane of a crystal makes some intercepts on the x, y, z crystal axis. Take the intercepts values. Take the reciprocals of these values. After getting the reciprocals of these values, you please take their smallest possible ratio. Smallest possible ratio. That smallest possible ratio set or group is known as the Miller indices. Right. They are denoted with HKL with this type of bracket. Okay, generally without any commas in between HKL. Lattice planes, while you are expressing lattice planes with Miller indices, you need not put comma in between the letters HKL here. It means that you will get the plane means that already we saw 001 plane. Okay, you need not put 0 comma 0 comma 1. Okay, 001 plane. Therefore, generally commas are not placed. This will be the bracket that is used for the Miller indices of the crystal line. Right. Okay. Take a crystal sector. This is x direction. This is y direction. This is z direction. Take this plane. This plane makes an intercept here on x axis, an intercept here on y axis, an intercept here on z axis. X intercept OA, let it is P. Y intercept OB, let it is Q. Z intercept OC, let it is R. What I ask, first take their intercepts, then take their reciprocals. Okay, 1 by P is to 1 by P, 1 by Q, 1 by R. Take their ratio, 1 by P is to 1 by Q is to 1 by R. Then convert that ratio into smallest group of set of integers. In order to set a smallest ratio of the set, we have to multiply this fractions with common LCM. Therefore, you please, if you multiply this one with their common LCM, okay, PQ or common LCM, you will get integers here. That integers are, okay, possible integers ratio is HKL. Okay, that integer ratio simply placed within this brackets without any commas will indicate the Miller indices. Therefore, okay, with this Miller indices, this is that particular axis. That it is that particular plane of the crystal, as we saw in the PowerPoint. in a simple slide: 001 plane, 010 plane, 100 plane, 11 plane, 101 plane, 111 plane, etc. etc. Okay, right. This is about the Miller indices. Right. If the intercept of a plane of the same is negative axis, if the intercept is for example, if a plane makes on certain axis in its negative direction. Okay, in that case, we will take the negative. For example, if a plane has y-intercept as negative, then h k bar L. Okay, negative. Okay, here the bar represents negative axis intercept. Right. Well, all parallel planes have the same Miller indices. Very clear. All parallel planes are having same Miller indices. Okay, right. Because Miller indices will give the orientation of these planes. If there is no orientation, in case if they are parallel, in that case all the Miller indices are one and the same. Next, if the plane is parallel to some crystal axis, okay, for example, a certain plane is parallel to a crystal axis. For example, if a plane is parallel to z axis, one plane is parallel to z axis. It means that that plane never makes z intercept. Therefore, z intercept is infinity. Z intercept means infinity means 1 by infinity is 0. Therefore, the Miller indices is HK0. HK0 means, okay, Miller indices 0 means here 0 here means, okay, its intercept is infinity because 1 by infinity will evolve 0. It means that that particular plane doesn't make any intercept with that axis, or if that particular plane is parallel to that axis. Here, okay, in this example, okay, the plane that is parallel to that axis was taken for your understanding. Next one, plane perpendicular to the HKL is indicated with this one. What is the difference between these two? This is the ordinary curved brackets. This is the square brackets. If the Miller indices are expressed in a square bracket, then that indicates a plane which is perpendicular to, okay, plane having the same Miller indices. Plane having the same Miller indices. Okay, that is the most important thing. Next, we will see about the uses of the Miller indices. Just in the beginning itself, we said that Miller indices, as they represents the orientations of the planes, that is nothing but the shape of the planes, that is nothing but the, okay, the total picture about the planes. Planar structure is the original structure of this crystal. Therefore, if you get the information about the planes, you will get the internal structure of the crystal, internal bondings, orientation of the crystals, and very important properties of the crystals. That's why, okay, it is a simple and very elegant way to representation of the lattice plane. That is very common. Used to calculate the lattice spacing, that is the lattice constant. Lattice constant means the distance between two successive planes. The distance between the two successive planes, d is equal to root of 1 by h square by a square plus k square by b square plus f square by c square, where ABC are the lengths of the primitive vectors or dimensions of the vectors. Suppose if you take a simple cubic, a is equal to b is equal to c. In that case, all these are one and the same LCM that will go through here. In the root it will comes out. Therefore, a by root of h square plus k square plus l square. Okay, right. This is about the what this one Miller indices. If you observe the PowerPoint, you will have some other very important applications of the Miller indices will be listed there or will be mentioned there for your convenience. Okay, but for the present need of the students, this small information was kept here in this material. Okay, this is all about the crystal structure, unit cell, Bravais lattice, types of crystals, and very important topic, the Miller indices. Okay. Right. See you in the next class. Thank you.